their sashimi. 3, 2, 1.
Well, hello, Tune here back again. Well, finally I went ahead and bought a new case for my Mister. So I bought a Vewlix arcade cab, and I thought I'd do a quick little overview of what I've done to it. And the little modifications I've done to it to allow me to play PS4, Mister and PC loaded with MAME. So I'm just going to show you some of the stuff I've done on the inside and explain how I've set it up. I've almost finished setting the cab up now. I'm just waiting for a joystick, basically. And here's my little arcade stool going on there. So let's switch it to landscape. Right, we switched to landscape and I've turned the cab on so you can see what's going on. Sorry about the light for the window, but I can't really do much about that, unfortunately. So there's the cab close up. There's the Vewlix topper and the marquee holder, which does have a light in, but unfortunately I don't think it's connected. I haven't looked, but I haven't got a marquee, so it doesn't really make much difference. That's why I haven't looked. There's the top two speakers. There's the screen. If I sit down, I shall show you. There's the bottom two speakers. As you can see in the back, there's my iPad and a wireless keyboard for the PC. Also done a little bit of a modification on top of there. I've added a home button for the PlayStation, which is not plugged in at the moment. Plus I've added two USBs, one going to the PC, one going to the PlayStation, so I can charge the keyboard. I can plug a hard drive in there, pen drive if I want to put stuff on there. Plus then I can plug another fight stick or something if I want to play anyone in doubles, because this is a single player panel. Say that's the coin slot. There's the remote control for my Matrix HDMI switcher, and there's the pad for my Mister. I say there was a panel by here which had 4 screws sticking up. I think it's for like a card reader or something, so I ended up taking that panel off because it looked a bit unsightly with the 4 screws sticking up, but it fits quite nice, and apparently that's the ashtray holder. The white bar you see in the top is a light panel. I haven't got the light on at the moment, but I have ordered some artwork which I should get soon. I'll show you inside the control panel now in a minute. So on the top then, I say this came with a Sanma stick. As you might be able to see, this is I think it might have been a Massacre 2 machine, which is like a machine with you can get online games and stuff, and then it's got a whole list of games you can play. It's got Sanma buttons. I took the old buttons out of the machine because the buttons that came with were a bit crappy, so I took them out. And these have got the silent pads underneath them, so they don't make much noise when you're tapping them, which is handy for the night. Because I was asked about playing this at night and the noise it makes, but it's pretty quiet, as you can see. That now is a select button, which I need for PlayStation and Mister. And this is my start button, but I have bought a button to swap this out to the same colour to match the one in the back. I will be swapping the stick out. At the moment you can only fit Sanma sticks in here, but because of the bracket it's the mounting bracket. So I've ordered the new obviously the anniversary edition Sanma LS32 ME stick, I think it is, but with that you can buy a bracket for Vewlix cabs, so I've bought a bracket for it. I should be getting that possibly Tuesday because I did pay for fast delivery. So if I can show you inside the cab. So if I open this up, so there's the buttons all on the inside, as you can see, all nice and tidied up. There's the Sanma with the mounting bracket. This will bolt off, so I'll be able to take this off. And then if you look at the bottom then, there's the Brook Ultimate Fighting Board, which is what I'm using for the free consoles I've got in here. USB goes down to the Brook. What's nice with this one is that all the wires just basically screw a terminal in and they come round. And I found a plug for the cab, so I didn't have to unplug anything. So the original control plugs are here, which go off to the JVS board underneath, which I'll show you in a minute. So if I take them off, I can show you in a sec. I can flip this up. So underneath there is the JVS board, and all the controls go back there. I say I'm not using that at the moment, so it's unplugged. As you can see, there's lights on the inside. I'll explain that in a minute. And there's the plug for the JVS plus the light bar, which is unplugged at the moment because otherwise you just get this bright white light in your face. So yeah, so I had a no cut mod essentially, which was really handy. So I can literally just take this off and plug it back in, and I can use JVS boards. So you can see the mounting that I did underneath. So close that down. Close that off. So that's the control panel, as you can see there. So at the moment I got the PlayStation running, as you can see. Right, underneath, this is where it gets interesting. I found two, they've gone off now. If I put my hand in, I found strip lights, LED strip lights on Amazon. They're magnetic backed as well, so you can just stick them in, and they've got sensors on it, so when you put your hand in there, the light comes on. As you can see at the top of there, I've got my mister on the right, I've got my 4-port HDMI matrix switch with audio out, my PlayStation, sorry, go back in there, and underneath the matrix switch is my PC all set up. I got the PC all set up wireless, the same as the mister and everything, and it does work, which is quite surprised because it's a metal box. The matrix switch is really handy because basically what you can do is you can have 2 outs, and you can route any one of your consoles, go back in there, you can route any one of your consoles to either one of the outs, or both at the same time or different. So essentially I've got it all set up where I output one to the actual cab, so it's going into DVI. I did fit a DVI cable to the monitor in the cab. As you can see, it's all nice and tidy and all set up underneath. Go back in there. It's all nice and tidy and set up. I hooked it all up out the way, and I'm using a converter then to DVI, HDMI to DVI to the cab, and then the second out then runs across the top, up underneath there, and then runs up to my PC on the other side of the room. The HDMI switch has got 4 ports on it, so the 4th port, which is interesting, I've got that going up into my FrameMeister there, and then my FrameMeister then is connected, well, will be connected very shortly to my consoles. I've got the bubble wrap on them to stop them getting dusty. So you got my SNES, my Famicom, my PlayStation, GameCube, Mega CD, Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, Neo Geo CD. They're the only ones I've got out at the moment. So I got it all connected up to there, and like I say, I can use my Supergun on there as well. So if we go back in here and get the lights back on, by the coin mech, which is for there, and if there you see the controls for the monitor. This by here is a volume switch. It's a volume rocker, so you turn that one volume up and down, and then you got your on and off switch. In the side there is where the volume comes, where the sound comes from the HDMI switch straight into the cab itself. So I'm using the cab's audio amp, which to be honest sounds really nice. This thing does crank out a fair bit of volume, and it sounds really good as well with those 4 speakers. Underneath, which if I can get one of these lights off, I can show you underneath how it's set up. I say these are the light switches. So underneath there, I've tidied the cables up. What I've got going on underneath there is I've basically routed the cable from the back of the cab back into the cab, and then into my A-Link step down transformer, which is a 100 volt transformer. So basically power's routing back into itself into there, and then I got a 6-way you see in the corner, I got a 6-way extension lead there. That's plugged into there, and the extension is coming out the side into the plug, so it's just one plug. And you see on the on the left hand side is the JVS power supply, which was faulty. I ordered some caps and stuff, so I fitted them this morning, and I redid all the heatsink paste and stuff on all the transistors and everything on there. So I did that this morning. It's unplugged at the moment, so I'm not using it, but at least it's fixed. So the A-Link in the middle. I think that's power for the lights and everything there, and the one right at the back left hand side is for the monitor, and then that's a power smoothing circuit on the way in. So that's pretty much how I've got that connected up. So if I put my light back in the cab, I tell you, those lights are a godsend. They're well handy. So I've managed to tidy all the cables up. I've cable tied everything, and I've got it as tidy as possible I can get. The only thing I'm going to get now is I'm going to get some HDMI extenders, so I can fit them to the cab, and then when I want to move it, all I got to do is just literally unplug it and don't have to touch anything on the inside. It'll just all move with the cab. So what like I said, I've ordered a new joystick, which is basically I should get on Tuesday, and that is a new Sumitsu anniversary edition joystick, 40th anniversary, and that's I think it's the LS32-ME, but you can get a mounting bracket for Vewlix cabs. So that's why I picked up that stick. I've been tempted to buy it for a while, to be honest, but I picked it up ready to go. See, there's the button there. So if I get my controls a minute, see, that's the controls I'm using. So if I haven't got the PC on at the moment, but if I click number 1 on the controls, it should swap to my Mister. So there it is. There's the Neo Geo running on the Mister. Sorry about the light at the top. I think if I do that might help. So there's Andre Dunos on the Mister. I could output any one of the 3 over to my capture card as well. I did make a slight mistake last night, but I was getting problems with sync on the capture card, and I realised what I'd done is I'd gone from I'm outputting from a matrix switch into a HDMI extensions, into an Elgato, out from the Elgato into another HDMI switch, and then into the Elgato of my PC, which was stupid. I realised I did it last night, so I've disconnected the first Elgato because I don't need it, and it's syncing perfect now, no problems at all. So that's all good. So then to switch back, all I gotta do is press number 2, and it'll switch back to the PlayStation. And then if I had the PC on, basically I just press number 3 and it switches back to the PC. So I can easily switch between the 3 of them. The only thing I need to do is the cable from the controls. I need to basically plug it into the PC, PlayStation, or Mister. I would like to have some sort of USB KVM switch that supports everything, but I can't quite find exactly what I need for that at the moment. So that's going to have to be something I pick up later. I'd like to get volume on the top on there somewhere, so I need to figure out what the best way of doing that is. I'd have to run it from the amp in the cab out and have some sort of attenuator switch on it, so you could turn the volume up and down. There are a few items out there which I've looked at that will probably do the job, but they might be a bit awkward to fit in the panel, so I'd have to cut the panel perfect to get them fitting in there. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet, but there's no rush for that. The other thing I would say is the cab itself. A lot of people mentioned that they do stink of cigarettes and are quite dirty. This one, surprisingly, was pretty clean. It literally took me about 20 minutes to clean it, and it doesn't stink of cigarettes. It's in very good nick indeed, this cab is. It's got a few scratches and stuff, as you can see. Say my lights are a bit they're yellowy sort of coloured, my lights are, so that's what it's picking up. There was some marks there on both sides, which I've managed to get off with a magic eraser, and I cleaned out the speakers as well because there was some dust and stuff in them. The other thing is these panels on the side of the control deck. These were quite yellow on both sides, so the last 2 days I've put them out in the back garden and retro brighted them. So I pretty much use hydrogen peroxide cream, which you can buy from like Home Bargains, really cheap, and some cling film. Just put the cream on it, chuck some cling film in there, chuck it out in the back garden. So it's had probably about 5 hours today and 3 hours yesterday, and they've come out fantastic. They really fit in with the rest of the cab now, where before they were quite yellow. So I've done both sides and they look amazing. So I'm well happy with that. So I do have the, for anyone asks, I do have the front panel, just by here, which I normally just chuck like that. Well, not like that because it falls over. I normally just basically put it like that, which is fine for me, and I can shut the door. This cab came with no locks. Not if I need them, but you can't keep that shut. It will just flop open if you do it. But I can always buy locks for it. You can get them from Tato themselves. Or you can, I don't know, Arcade World sell locks which should fit in there, and so I might, they're only cheap, couple of quid each, so at some point I might pick some of them up and see if I can get some locks going. Let me go back in here. And the coin counter, this cab itself, I don't know whether I can pull the coin board out underneath, which is there. don't know whether you probably can't see it. You might be able to. It's done 19,000 coins, which is quite a lot, but it's not that much really, considering how old this cab probably is. In there is where the coins normally go, but I'm just using that to put a few connectors and stuff in. I've got spare ones and a few little metal bits for the cab, so I'm going to check all that stuff, anything spare. I'm literally just going to check in the coin thing and to keep them in there nice and safe, and slap that back in there. So yeah, I see there's all the controls in there. So yeah, I might have said there's the volume control in there. The volume control is literally there. If you look, you got the on and off, and then the audio goes in the side, and the controls to the monitor are also at the top as well. So yeah, that's my Vewlix when it readjusts itself. That's the Vewlix cab, guys. I'm really happy with this so far. Say this is a bit of a dirty overview, and I'm sorry about the shaky cam, but unfortunately I've only got an iPhone to do this, and I haven't got like a bloody gimbal to hold or something to keep it flat. My other plan is, as a lot of people have asked me, is to get a webcam. So probably in about a month or so I'll probably pick up a webcam. Plan is I'm going to put it on the shelf there and then point it down at the control deck and the screen, so you should be able to see the screen and everything. So that's the next plan, but I need to work out, because I'm going to need at least a 5-meter USB lead to do it, and it's going to be USB-C by the look of the camera I was looking at. So I need to have a think on that one, but I can't afford to buy that at the moment because I've just spent out on this. But yeah, but pretty much she's all set up, apart from the joystick swap out. I'm pretty happy with everything I got, and it has all worked out quite nice. So literally you'll be seeing me on this when I'm streaming a lot now, because pretty much the mister and all that's going to be in your permanent. I'm not going to take it back out. It's staying in you. So all my Mr. streams will definitely be on you, and I'll be using this most of the time now, I expect. One thing I will say is I've got a 4K telly, and this has got a 720p professional arcade monitor in there. Playing the Mister and things like that in there, it looks better than my 4K telly, which is crazy. It looks really blocky and pixelated on the 4K telly, and it looks fantastic on this screen. And the quality of the screen compared to the, you know, what resolution it is, I was a little bit worried about the 720p, whether it'd be a little bit crappy, but yeah, I was no need to worry. The screen looks gorgeous. And I also found out the majority of arcade machines you see out there now are all 720p screens, which is mad, you wouldn't think it. But yeah, it looks amazing. So anyway, guys, that's the Vewlix cab. Hope you enjoyed it, and you'll see me on the streams. So quick video, but there you go. Anyway, cheers guys, and I'll catch you soon. Ta-da.